Gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It's the Crypto Crow. It's 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are live. For those of you questioning whether or not this is a live stream or a recorded video, it is live. I thought that little clip was longer. I figured it'd give a little bit of time to for people to start coming in before we got busy with stuff. So Clarence Thomas is in the house, and Joe Berlin, what's up? First in chat, welcome. Nice, caught the live. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad to see you here. Roki Bedek, hey Crow, mad love and respect. Well, right back at you. Justin R87, when Hydra? That's a good question. It's weird. I'm wondering if I have. Let me see if I have any processes open that maybe it's this video. I'll remove that. Maybe that's what it is. Remove from studio. I get little. I'm looking at my screen here, and I wanting to make sure that my video and everything is okay, and want to make sure I don't have any processes. Let's close this. Let's close some things that might be draining my video feed here. I didn't do that before, and I should have. Morning, everybody. We're going to talk about several different things. I've got some news. I'm going to go over some very light TA because I'm not going to be getting into the full big old stuff going on, but I did want to kind of explain some things that I think are happening as I'm seeing them. As we're waiting for more people to come into the stream, I am going to talk about a couple things here first. Number one, SoBlocks.com. This is my own social media platform that I've had. It's been getting built for quite a while, and it is available. If you're holding a Murder of Crows NFT, you can get access to this when you register your account. It'll check your NAMI wallet, and if you have a Murder of Crows on your NAMI wallet, it will open up access so that you can begin posting and things. Now, this is super early alpha. Okay. Very, very little blockchain functionality to this yet. We're working on a lot of different stuff. We're going to be adding to this and submitting this for Project Catalyst. And there's so much to it, and there's so much planned. And it's a pretty big deal, honestly. And I think that people will really get a kick out of how we're planning this out and what we're expecting to do with it. So yeah, you can check it out if you're an MOC holder, and we're adding a back end now so that we can start approving accounts that come on. We're going to be adding a lot of functionality here on the left. We're going to be adding methods for people to be able to find each other, communicate, and so forth and so on. So if you're interested in becoming a part of it, now this is so early that, like, if you're not interested yet, totally get it. But there will be some perks and there will be some benefits, because as we introduce new dropping tokens and things for people to be able to take advantage of those early on. And so I guess you could consider it a way for, like, early adopters are going to have a lot of different bonuses and things. And I'm not saying the tokens are going to be worth anything. I'm not saying that it's a profitable venture whatsoever. This is all, we're just working on making things work, and we're doing it all with a very grassroots kind of mentality about it. I mean, I'm funding everything out of pocket, have been for a while. It has been a bit of a drain. And this isn't a for-profit kind of thing. I mean, if it does really well someday, wonderful. But ultimately, I want to get this built. And it's difficult to do on my dime because it's limited. Luckily, my developers are Jason is he's been grinding this stuff out for me for a while. You'll see I've already got some groups created. I've got bot trading, conspiracy and currencies, and I'll be adding more. And we're just playing around with the functionality and stuff. I mean, got a wallet. There's my big fat wallet balance, 10,000 ADA. Oh boy, am I rich. Obviously this is my play wallet. So, but it obviously sees my Murder of Crows there. Yeah, I mean, this is going to continue growing and getting bigger, and we're going to be doing more. But as of right now, it's for MOC holders. So another quick thing. This is kind of a paid thing. I haven't seen much. There's an affiliate link down below. You can trade Bitcoin with 0 fees on Uphold, and they offered me I think it's like $500 a month plus affiliate commissions. Okay, so that's just full disclosure right there. And I haven't been actively pumping them, but the link has been in my description for a while, and I did tell them I would start plugging them. And the reason why I was willing to do this is because Uphold has been around quite a while, and I was first introduced to Uphold through the Brave browser. And I was using Uphold early on for my Brave token deposits and things like that. And so I don't know all there is to know about Uphold, but I can say that I personally have a fairly decent trusting relationship with Uphold. So I was willing to say, hey, yeah, I'll do it, even though I don't even know it's going into an account. Like they're using some third party affiliate thing, and I haven't even checked it, so I don't even know what's in there, if anything. But I did say I would be plugging them here and there, and I'm willing to do that. So if you're interested, check out Uphold. Just click the link in my description, and there you go. Another quick thing. This was actually sent to me by somebody from CNBC and MSNBC. And I guess they emailed a bunch of us YouTubers. This is a documentary. I'm going to link this in the chat right now because you guys might want to check this out. This is a documentary about the couple that apparently swindled, allegedly, apparently, I'm not sure, Heather Morgan and Isla Lichtenstein, I think Isle of Wall Street, and did a bunch of cringy social media stuff and all kinds of things. But I think somehow they managed to walk away with like 100 million Bitcoin, or not 100 million Bitcoin. That's stupid. I forget what the amount is. It was insane. And I think what the hell is that? Oh, a camel skull. They post all this weird stuff to their Instagram and all these cringy little things. But this is a documentary. I started watching it. I'm going to watch the rest of it today. I don't know what the status of this couple is, but basically it happened when I forget what exchange. An exchange was hacked and a bunch of Bitcoin went missing, and somehow I guess it ended up in the hands of these two. And I guess they don't know if was it $100 million? Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on. 2016 hack. The day the crypto vanished. I mean, it's a horror story, really, and I don't know where this ends up. I'm gonna end up watching the whole thing, but I just got this today. I think this just dropped today. Yeah, 4 hours ago. So I might be one of the first people telling you about it and linking you to it. So if you're interested, check it out. The link is right there in the chat. If you've got some time to kill, you're a little bored on your lunch break. This is a 45-minute documentary. So yeah, check that out. It should be very, very interesting. I'm sure there will probably end up becoming a Netflix movie about it at some point in the future. So yeah, finally made alive. Robbie G, what's up? When is the Hydra update? I've been looking for Hydra updates, and they are not there. There hasn't been all that much out. So we're going to touch on a little bit of what's going on in the price action and what I think is causing it, where I think things are heading. This isn't going to be a seriously strong TA segment. We will be getting into that probably next week. But I figured, this is Bitcoin on a weekly. Obviously, it's looking like we're still currently sideways, even though this is just a line pattern showing things. Now, if we look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, you can see we're obviously in a downtrend. All right, so we're going down, and we're touching up at the top of this triangle, this descending triangle. And you can see right now, this is on a daily chart. We're bearish. Obviously, we've been in bearish downtrend for quite some time. This is all the way back in December 2021. We peaked above it for a little while and then continue moving back down. I don't think we're done yet, but I do believe that we could potentially go sideways, get another drop down here into somewhere in the 1600s, making new lows before we go sideways yet again, formulate, and then get more significant drops in 2023. And I think that everyone else in the markets are seeing this as well and likely considering the same things. This is Ethereum on a 4-hour chart. Now, on a 4-hour chart, we basically broke above this bearish momentum. We're at the top of the Bollinger Band, working our way down into the center of it. And I think this is probably likely going to continue down further as well. And we start setting this Bollinger Band will start to move along with it. Cardano, same thing. I mean, this is a 4-hour chart on Cardano, obviously in bearish territory, continuing to move further low. Now, why is this happening? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, if you were with me yesterday, so I'll go ahead and pull this away for a second. If you were with me yesterday, you probably caught my gist of what I saw happening in the grand scheme of things in global markets, the global economies, the governments all the world over, and their basic, participation in what I believe kind of elements of this great reset and how all these countries are kind of playing a role. And a lot of people are seeing, a lot of whales, a lot of big institutions are recognizing the fact that I think everybody believes that the traditional markets are going to be boosted a little bit, whether it's for whatever reason. Okay. And I think we're probably going to see this continue into the midterm elections. And I think because of that, let's face it, if I were an institutional investor or I were a major whale and I were looking at the markets, what would I be seeing as the biggest potential? Where does the government and where does big Wall Street and where do all these groups, where do they have the most controlled influence markets prior to an election cycle? It's traditional markets. So if everybody believes that the traditional markets are going to be given boosts and boosted up, prior to these elections to try and help the outcome, whatever direction that might be focused for, the safer play is basically to ride that out and try and make whatever money you can before another significant drop post election, which I believe is going to, I think we're going to stammer out probably, December, move into 2023, and then we'll start seeing some more significant new lower lows before we bottom. And that's what I think is happening. And when I see a lot of this stuff, I'm thinking to myself, wow, so what else is going on as it relates to this? Well, let's take a look. We're seeing here U.S. banks make $100 billion on interest rate rises. This is absolutely crazy to me, but this is what's happening. Rising interest rates are fattening banks' profits, with Bank of America seeing a jump of 24% in its net interest income to $14 billion. This is on trustnodes.com. That's the spread or difference between what they charge borrowers in interest and give to savers. Absolutely insane. And this is also one of the reasons why I thought what Celsius was trying to do and a lot of these other DeFi applications, I thought this is exactly what they were trying not to do. Rather, the idea was clean. The execution was dismal and dishonest, in my opinion, and immoral in a lot, in my opinion. But this is exactly the kind of stuff that these applications were supposed to thwart, is to say, listen, you put your money here, it's being lent out at interest. You're getting like 80% of that interest instead of the banks where they're giving up, a fraction of what they're generating in return from basically loaning out your money. And the thing of it is in the banking system, it's a different system whereby, banks now, they don't even have to hold the funds before they're loaning it out again. So a bank can loan a bank 100% of what they're supposedly, they're debtors or whatever. If you put $100,000 on a bank account and they loan that to another bank, they're generating, X amount of interest on that. They're paying you a pittance of that. And then that bank is loaning it out. And then that bank, and they're just loaning all this money to each other, sucking in interest and paying the people who are providing that capital practically nothing. And so the idea for, things like Celsius and some of these other applications is to basically eliminate that, because it's unnecessary. By cutting out the middleman, you're able to basically share the profits with the people who are actually providing that liquidity to these groups. And so the mission overall was great. I really wish there was a company that had some more credence, credibility. I don't know. I'm still so disappointed by all of that, because this is the exact kind of stuff that, listen, this is why Wall Street makes all the big bucks. And this is why, and then on top of that, I feel like they squander so much of it. And, and it's all at the expense of us. So, yeah, I would love to see something happen where this is, I would love to see something solid on Cardano personally. JP Morgan surprised analysts with a 51% jump in net interest incomes, bringing in $57 billion and a $10 billion in profits for the quarter overall. For the quarter, folks, the quarter. That's absolute insanity. So this is the other thing. The S&P 500 index is up 1.9%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ index increased 2.2%, extending its bullish streak. Big names such as Amazon, the Dow Jones Industrial jumped higher, sharply higher, adding more than 500 points. Stocks rallied higher on Monday thanks to impressive earnings. Really? Investment bank stocks outperformed expectations, with Goldman Sachs surging roughly 4%. So this is why we're seeing some of the traditional markets go up while crypto's going down, because people are pulling money and capital out of the crypto markets and they're putting them into traditional markets, because I think that everybody agrees the market's likely going to be boosted quite a bit in favor of this election cycle. So, yeah. All right. Now, this is something I thought was interesting. South Carolina house sold as an NFT for $175,000. I still have this property in Puerto Rico, and I always think about doing something like this. We just put a brand new roof on the property. Bathrooms, and I'm thinking as an NFT. I'm seeing my video go black screen every so often, so I'm not sure what's happening or if everything is okay. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting, so I thought I would share it. I might even reach out to that company just to kind of get a better understanding as to how they operate and what they do with all that. So that's basically it in a nutshell. I just think that traditional markets are gonna move up a little bit. Let's get to some questions. We'll try and keep this video fairly short, so people can kind of get the gist of what's going on, and then we'll move on from there. Is that view in the background real? No, it's not. Absolutely not. I'm in my office in my home. This is all recreated imagery. None of that is real. I'm not sitting in a room with that is not a real room to me. It is actually a real room, because I took the picture from a radio station and then we just changed it all up. So yeah, no, it's not real. But it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Just sent a request for invite. All right, cool. I will check that out. I'm assuming you're talking about on SoBlocks. Good day, Crow. Met the Cornucopias team at Rare Blue, and I mentioned all appreciate all the value you continue to bring. Thank you, Ralph. And I am working, and I really like the Cornucopias team. I'm waiting on getting my access to be able to start building and my custom land and all that fun stuff, so I can start. I'm going to make that a part of my daily content if at all possible. Be and all of that. So, and I've got quite a few land plots in Cornucopia, so there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that I want to do with it. Very much looking forward to that. Finally made alive. Yes, you did. Yeah, and I noticed today my internet is not quite as good as it was yesterday, and that's kind of my hurdle. And I'm really waiting for the freaking high speed internet. I figure Biden declares war, institutes a draft, and then starts abusing presidential powers given him during wartime. I hope not. I really, really hope not. Mini swap on Cardano, profit sharing coming. Yeah, I can tell you right now, and this is one thing that I want to make very, very clear. I don't care what. So everybody obviously knows that I am like, people call me King Cardano and all that stuff, even though I'm not the biggest YouTuber promoting Cardano anymore because I've been lazy over the past year and a half. Not really. I've just been super busy and it's difficult to like juggle content and things. But I don't care. Just because something is built on Cardano doesn't mean, this is the way I look at Cardano. I could look at Cardano as heaven, right? And in heaven, there could be a sea of angels. Some of those angels will be fallen. And so I do not look at any project just because it's on Cardano and it's new and it's shiny doesn't mean that I'm all for it or all about it. I'm of the school of, F around and find out, I guess. I want to, I don't plan on diving into any particular finance application of any kind. Even Celsius. I told everybody, I don't use Celsius. I don't use it because I don't trust applications holding my assets, period. And I don't care how they try to bait me with yield or APY or any of that. Sure enough, look what happened. I mean, it's like, I don't care how trustworthy an app, and it's not even necessarily I thought Alex could be shady. No, that wasn't my problem. My problem was software. We are still in the infancy of technology when it comes to blockchain tech. I do not trust any of it yet until it's been proven. I want to see it, I want to see a big application holding millions or billions of dollars. I want to see it, attacked. I want to see them live through it. I want to see them get through hard times and things. And the thing of it is, and this is one thing I don't think a lot of people understand, is that when finance applications and things like that are blossoming and it spawns regulation, a lot of people look at this regulation as being so bad. Oh, they're going to thwart the tech. They're going to shut this down. They're going to shut down Bitcoin. They're going to shut down our world, right? That's not what the regulation is really there for. I really don't believe that. I believe that these regulatory bodies are made up of brilliant people, okay? We don't give a lot of these people enough credit, but these guys are sharp. A lot of these, I mean, to the point where it can be even scary, right? And these guys are, you just know they know stuff, right? And so they are there to basically, there might be some political slant or some, a little of this, a little of that, depending on who's running the show. But ultimately, without the regulations, you're not going to get the protections associated with what you get at like a bank or a lot of these other financial vehicles or instruments. That stuff comes, the protections and the insurances and a lot of that stuff comes from regulation. Because through regulation, it makes these applications, these devices, these efforts safer, thus allowing government insurances and things like that. So it's almost like securing the home and then adding ADT and whatever other security measures you want around your home. And then somebody says, okay, I will insure this and that against XYZ because you've done everything you can to make it more secure, to weed out any bad apples who might abuse this, or you get what I'm saying? So when I think of regulation, that's why I think regulation is actually going to help the space in many more ways than it might hurt it. And we need it. I mean, we flat out need it. I don't care about, Bitcoin is we're going to handle this all on our own and we're going to do all that. It's that Florida internet. Yeah, it sure is. Florida internet is just bad overall, but I don't even have high speed. I'm literally working on two things bridged together and it's not good. We love you, Crow. How is Rare Bloom? I did not go to Rare Bloom, as I announced multiple times on Twitter. Now that it's over, I can say I have no idea how it went. I don't know what the attendance was like or how it turned out for everybody involved. Maybe I'll drop BitBoy a message and ask him. Of course, I'm sure they treated him like a king. When I was like one of the first people that was like, yeah, I'm all about this Cardano based and so forth and so on. And the guy that I was working with just hounded me constantly. We need more promotion. We need you to do more. We need this. I need that from you. I need this from you. And I'm like, dude, chill out. And then it got to the point where he was like, you have a speaking role and we charge X amount of dollars for a speaking role. That's valuable to us and it's valuable to you. And all we ask is that you promote us more. And it just got to the point where it's so daunting. And it was just like, anytime I check Telegram, he's right there, like barking at me about, giving them more promotion, talking more about them. If I did a video and I didn't talk about Rare Bloom, he's right there in Telegram. Why didn't you talk about us? What do you? And I was just like, dude, fuck right off. I'm done. That's the truth of it. I didn't want to say it before the convention because I wanted people to go and have a good time. But, I was doing everything I was doing for free. I was flying myself out there. We had booked our hotel. We had done everything on our own dime to support this thing. And everything I did was never enough. It was never enough. And then it got to the point where he's like, oh, well, we're giving you so much value. I'm like, dude, fuck you and your value. I don't care. I'm doing this for you. And I'm doing this for the people that might want to meet me in the Cardano community. Like, I'm not getting much of anything out of it. It's costing me $6,000 just to go to the damn thing. So yeah, he kind of boiled my ass and I was just over it. And, I didn't go to everybody individually and be like, oh, this is what they're doing to me. Woe is me. I'm not a victim. I was just like, I had enough of it. And I was like, peace out, good luck, hope it goes well. And I meant that. I wanted it to do well, not for them, but for the Cardano community overall. And that was just, I felt like I was just kind of eating my own frustration and anger and keeping it bottled in because I didn't want to hurt the convention at all. If it was going to be successful, I wanted it to stay successful. Just the way that they handled their relations with me was deplorable, in my opinion. And what's funny is that right after that, I ended up doing a convention in West Palm Beach. And it was like, I don't want to say red carpet was a bit much, but it was just like anything I needed, whatever you need, I got you. The promoters were fantastic. It was Crypto Connect in West Palm Beach. And I just called him up and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in coming out. And he was like, absolutely. He didn't even really know who I was yet, but he was still just like, absolutely, whatever you want, whatever we can do to make and he was just so cool about everything. And then when we got there, he was cool and introduced me to a bunch of people. And it was just like a cool experience. It wasn't some dude who was like, okay, well, you can come, but if you're going to walk through the front door, well, there's value in that. And we need this and that out of you. And get out of here. Whatever. So anyway, that's probably the last time I'm going to mention Rare Bloom, but hopefully it was successful and it was a good time for everybody. I didn't really want to air the laundry before the event. So, yeah, I was so pissed. I really was. Not only was I pissed, but we were really looking forward to the trip. My wife and I were looking at it as like a big escape and a way to get somewhere. I wanted to meet Charles, finally for the first time. Since I haven't been as active on YouTube, even getting Charles to respond to me is getting difficult. I mean, and it's like he'll be like, hey, let's do a call or something, and then I'll message him about when do you want to do it for weeks at a time, and I'm just like, man, I need to get my views up, my engagement up. People just are not taking me as seriously, I think, anymore. No matter what I've done in the past, it's almost like, what have you done for me lately? So I don't know. I kid. Charles is really busy. Everybody's busy. I'm super busy. So sometimes I'm the same way. I get people trying to reach out to me all the time, and it's like I might not see something for days, and then people get frustrated. So, it is what it is. Really, we're all guilty of the same stuff. We're always trying to move and shake and get things done and build, especially right now. Now's the time. Have you looked into Quant? It's compliant with U.S. regulations, one of few, and has been performing better than most alts. I have looked into Quant a little bit. Maybe I'll do it. I've got a video coming about it. I was in the mini swap booth. Man, seeing that picture, dude, Robert, that is the creepiest picture I think you could use as an avatar. It's kind of funny though. Crow, what are you using to track all your trades? Just an Excel sheet or anything more specific? I haven't actively begun trading yet. I'm still working on things because I want. Here's where I'm at. Good question. So here's where I'm at with my trading and my plan. No, so I am trying to fine tune my own system right now, and I don't want to start doing consistent, regular, actual TA. Showing charts and things, that's one thing, but actual TA, I want to have a clear cut and concise system first. That way, when I am doing TA and I'm sharing things, I'm able to better explain ABC and why I'm doing XYZ in a very clear way. And I want something that everyone can understand and wrap their head around. I watch some of these TA traders, and by the time you're done, you're like, okay, so it's going up or down. Like outside of that, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, right? And there are some of these guys have such convoluted systems for confluence and this and that. And it's like, cool, if it works for them, that's fine. But I think things can be much more simplified. I mean, I'm familiar with day traders who just use a couple EMAs and volume, and that's it. And they can see, they look at the chart, they see everything, So it's kind of a to each their own, and everybody will have their own individual system that works for them. The key is having a system that proves more lucrative over time than not, and sticking to it regardless of emotional involvement, which has always been my challenge. I'm an emotional guy, as we all know. I'm like this giant 7-foot beast of a man, but I'm like a teddy bear unless I'm pissed. If I'm pissed, it's probably time for you to go. But outside of that, I love everybody. I just, but I'm a very compassionate guy. I'm a very emotional guy. And it definitely affects my trading as well, which I'm sure is a problem for the majority of people. So I'm not just trying to do TA for the sake of doing TA. I feel like so many of you guys that have continued following me since 2017, I'm guessing the majority of you aren't really active traders, right? And that's okay, because I've dabbled here and there. I'll spend a month where I'm trading or depending on what's going on in the market. But the trick also right now is, because we're in such a decline and have been for so long, it's basically a shorts market, in my opinion. And it's a question of, when do I want to short and for how long? And what do I want to be trading on 15-minute charts? Do I want to be swing trading on a 4-hour? Do I actively want to be day trading, which I don't necessarily know I'm comfortable with? And I'm still kind of resolving a lot of those questions in my head. So, to answer your question, an Excel sheet, probably, at least initially, unless I find something else better to help me keep track of things. I remember when you were talking about ADA going to 20 cents or $20. So sad. Flip flop. You're a brilliant individual, I guess. Did I say $20? I remember $8. And yeah, I don't know if you're making that up or not. Did I say $20 at some point? Maybe I did. If I did, there was probably, I'm sure, a good reason for it. But yeah, things change, especially in bear markets, especially as governments get involved. I mean, a lot of things happen. So, yeah. If I said $20, boy, was I wrong. Does that make you feel better? I think the one that I was most stuck to was $8, which I believe is absolutely going to happen at some point. It's just a matter of when. What are your thoughts on Ergo? Appreciate your guidance and content. Thank you, Danny. And you tipped $5. That's really cool. I don't know because I haven't dove into Ergo that much. Here's the thing. I have not been actively researching individual projects for a while. And one of the things that I want to formulate along with my trading is, so I'm one of those guys where I am not going to be trading anything super risky just for the sake of a quick turnaround. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to trade what I consider to be the best in the market. Things like Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, maybe basically stuff in the top. Like, I don't even want to trade XRP, to be frank. XRP to me is something like, okay, I'll buy some and I'll hold it. It's either going to go to the moon or it's going to go to zero, and whatever happens, happens. That's kind of the way I look at XRP. I don't, I've bought some with that in mind. Like, it's either going to do really well or it's not going to do anything at all. It is what it is. Because the bulk of my investments or my accumulation is either Cardano, Bitcoin, and even some Ethereum. So I believe that in the grand scheme of things, as we head further into the next bull cycle, like right now, I truly believe in my gut that Cardano is going to blow way past Ethereum in terms of value. And that's not to say that it's going to be worth $1,000 or $2,000. That's not what I mean. But in terms of, circulating supply and, the value of Cardano against the value growth of Ethereum, let's say Ethereum got to, 10 grand at the peak of the next cycle. If Cardano gets to $10, we're sitting pretty, right? Like it's going to surpass the value. So if you were to buy Ethereum or Cardano today, what's going to be worth the most based off of the number of tokens you own in the valuation at the peak of the cycle? And I believe Cardano is going to far outweigh Ethereum in that sense. And that's what I'm basically counting on. That's why I'm building what I'm building, like SoBlocks and this game. I cannot wait to reveal this game, but it'll probably be another couple months, I think, at least. I'm quote unquote interviewing some artists for character concept art and 3D models so that we can because we've been building the back end of this game using basically placeholders and things. And now it's getting to a point where it's playable. I can play myself. I have two executables, I guess, and I can launch them both at the same time, play myself. And it's getting really interesting. And so, that's something else that ultimately I'd love to add. It's like the funding is the biggest problem, and it really is. And it's like I'm so weary of like crowdfunding. I don't really want to do that. I'm good with using Catalyst because that's, basically in a nutshell, it's like Charles basically funding a project, and not really. It's the foundation funding the projects, but we are working on proposals for SoBlocks, I think initially, and then probably for the game. And I really think both of them could be very fruitful for the community and they're going to work kind of hand in hand anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Are you using Starlink for internet? I do not use my Starlink for my stream. I do use it for backup. So I think what am I don't even remember what I'm getting. I mean, it depends. I get a better connection and a better internet from my Starlink than I do my other internet, but it seems to be much more intermittent. In other words, it disconnects a lot and resets itself. And I don't know if that's from the dish moving or whatever it's doing, but because it's really not positioned where it's supposed to be yet, because I haven't mounted it. It's not mounted on my roof or anything like that yet, which I really want it to be. I just need to have somebody do it. I'm not even quite sure who to have do it. So that at some point I'm going to do, and then I might end up using Starlink because it does work. And it, like even when, technically speaking, let's say all the power goes out, right, because of a big storm, our home security system still works because of the Starlink and, between the generator and the solar power and all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I can have internet when a lot of people don't, and it's very, very, very nice. Dude, chill. AG, did you smoke a little before you came to the live stream? I'm just guessing. I don't know. Man, my lighting is so bad. I've got 3 lights and my lighting is still bad. I think I need to try some new things. It was a small community meetup, more technical talk for projects and networking. Okay. Yeah. Rare Bloom. Yeah. I was definitely not happy. But I wanted it to do well. That dude sounds like a stalker boyfriend type. I don't want to say that I've exaggerated it because that's definitely how I felt when it was happening. He probably wasn't quite as bad as maybe I portrayed him in terms of blowing up my Telegram all the time. It wasn't all the time, but it was like anytime he said something, it was very, very rarely ever good. It was just him kind of harping on me all the time. Chainwise was awesome. Chainwise should have been a hell of a lot bigger, man. That could have been so huge. Caught you live. Keep it up. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you. Tomislav. I'm not even gonna Malacha. I'm not quite sure how. What's the symbol above the C? Does that mean it's silent? I don't know. I'm so bad about foreign names. I'm so sorry. Just keep building and all the viewers will come. I am going to try and start going live every day. I really am. Even though it's like the actual, like what I want to do probably isn't going to start until next week. I'm just trying to get my chops back a little bit. Finally caught you live from a Facebook notification. YouTube notifications suck. Yeah, for the number of subscribers that I have, you would think that even like 30% of those people would be notified and here live. But, you know, the way the YouTube algorithm works is terrible, in my opinion. I have not looked at that, Matt. I have no idea what that even is. Never heard $20 ADA, and I've been following you since 2017. Yeah, thanks, Brian. I don't think I ever said that either. I'm guessing, you know, I might have said in order for it to get to $20, this would have to happen, and I don't see that happening. That's what I'm thinking. But, you know, AG, I think, smokes a little. Hands down, my favorite channel. I wish I could hear your theories that you keep to yourself. Yeah, I know. You know, if I basically, I set a metric at one point. I'm like, if I could get 50,000 subscribers on my Rumble, and those 50,000 subscribers were consistently engaged, and I could basically say what I want and do what I want there without worry of any nonsense, I would be all over it. It'd probably become my new primary. But I can't get enough people to follow or subscribe to my Rumble channel. There were less than 1,000 people subscribed yesterday. And, you know, I could pump it and promote it and talk about it all the time. And I tried to for a little bit. It just didn't seem to matter that much. I remember you made a case for a $24 Cardano, but I'm not mad about it. The math made perfect sense. Yeah, I don't know. I very well could have calculated out like this is how we could get to a $24 Cardano at some point. And that may very well could be possible in 10, 20 years, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So if I gave the impression that I expected this to happen anytime soon, that was absolutely not accurate. I can't see that. I might have to look and see, but I have done so much Cardano content, it'd take me forever. We're going to go up again in 2024. Hold on. I think we'll probably go up again. Maybe, yeah, but I don't see us really doing anything till 2025. Hints on the type of game you're building. Are you funding through Catalyst? Let me see if I can show a screenshot for those who might be interested. Let me see. Can I? Slides. Let's see. Slides. Hold on. Let me see if I can show some of these screenshots. I took some of these last night. And then, but the thing of it is a lot of this is going to change. I mean, a lot of it's just going to change. Oh, it's not going to let me. Why not? I wonder if it'll let me do this. Hold on. Maybe I can drag them into. Hold on. I'm going to drag some of these screenshots into a web browser. I mean, I could potentially just open it up and show you guys, but I don't know. Let me see. What about this? Oh yeah, that was a bad video clip I made. It didn't work so well. So I can here, I'll show this, and this will be a big first. There's not much to see though. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not much to see just yet, but I was just experimenting with movement, and it can do a lot. Like you can fight on it. So let's see. Does this show? Yeah. All right. So this is basically the basics of what it is. And the idea is that it's going to be a tabletop game and it's going to be a tabletop strategy game. And all this stuff is placeholder. I mean, the land map isn't necessarily a placeholder that could be used, but when the new artists come on and we start doing all of our own custom models and all of that, you'll see that because the graphics and the style of graphics is going to be a little bit more realistic, I think. And you know, we're we're getting ready to replace the whole user interface. We're doing all kinds of stuff. So this is all I wouldn't even call this alpha. This is just still very, very, very early development for those of you guys that are interested. But basically the idea of the game is you're going to have a set point system, and you're going to have a bunch of models that you're able to purchase. And each model is going to be like an NFT. And then you're going to build competitive lists, and then you're going to connect with other players, and then you're going to go to war, basically. And each model is going to have, excuse me, each model is going to have different abilities and hit points and functions and things. And yeah, I mean, and you're going to go to war, and you're going to have leaders of each thing. We're planning to have 6 factions. And I don't know. That's all I want to say right now, because it's based off of one of my favorite games, my favorite tabletop games. But originally we were talking about doing it. I was talking with the owner of that company, actually, and we were going to do it as that game on the blockchain. But to do that, we're realizing it would just be so intensive in terms of like capital needed to make sure every little detail is perfect to lore and this and all that. And it's like, we're just going to go about it our own way. It's just the easiest way of doing that. And quite frankly, I want to build up my own anyway. I just think that's more fun. But the gameplay is going to be basically, we want it to be, and there's a new game that just came out actually. And I saw this and I'm like, holy cow. There's a game called Moonbreaker on Steam. It's early access Steam. And it plays similar. So the models and the way the models work and things in that game are basically going to be like what we're planning for ours. The only difference, well, there are a lot of differences actually. That's kind of a skirmish game. And, you just kind of pick one of, so many, or like 5 or 6 models to be in a team. Our game is basically going to be a full-blown tabletop game with tabletop rules, but a lot of the calculations and the dice rolls are going to happen right there on screen as you're playing and things, but it's going to be more automated than a typical game. So yeah, the second time you pronounced it right, Malacha, cool. See, I remembered. Hey Crow, love the channel. Have you been following that the Ape Society has been up to in the last few weeks? No, I don't really pay any attention to other NFT projects. It's not that I have anything against them. It's like I have my Murder of Crows, and it's it's a fun thing. It's basically like getting a ticket for an amusement park ride. As the things I'm working on open up and get to different stages, then we can invite the MOC group in to beta test, give us feedback, and get some early access benefits and things over time. The Ape Society and all the things they're doing. Here's the thing. How much are your NFTs worth right now compared to what you paid for them, in 2021? It's all fun and it's all exciting in a bull run. But, when the bull run is peaked and everything starts coming down, it all starts coming down. What's the liquidity of, an NFT compared to, Ethereum or Bitcoin right now? How easily can you get in and out of one of those? So, and I'm not saying I have any problem with them. I love NFTs and I love the NFT market. I love all that stuff, but I just don't sit around reading what's the Bored Ape Yacht Club up to, or Ape Society, or any of that. It could be very cool and that's great, but yeah, I just don't follow a lot of that stuff right now. We need a boxing MMA game on Cardano. I think I'll stick with what I'm building unless somebody else wants to come out with something. It'd be cool, but I don't know how that would work really. My goal for the game is that if you engage in a tournament with somebody, or if there's a big ladder tournament, you sign up, you join, and everything is stored on the blockchain. All the statistics, all of the, every move made during the game, what models you used, how you used them. I want all that data on. That way people can actually go in and see what lists were working, what was beneficial, what wasn't. And I want a whole a tournament thing, and I want prizes. You know what I mean? It could even be a thing where maybe it costs you 50 ADA to participate in the tournament, and winner takes all or something. There's all kinds of fun stuff. Here's my only problem is I can have a great idea and think this is wonderful, this will be fun, everyone will love it, But anytime there's a financial anything associated with it, I am always so scared because I never know what's going to change from day to day. And then it's like, okay, well, when I start this, everything was like this, and now everything is like that. And now we either have to change everything or just try to get out of it or like what. And then you just try to make everything good so that there's no issues and like you do the best you can. And it's like, and then you just start playing catch up and you're just trying to figure, and then you're just like, okay, I can't keep up. I don't know. I have no idea what is today could be completely different tomorrow. The way this is looked at, the way that's looked at, everything is different all the time. And so it's just like, the legalities of doing things like that. What could be considered a security? What's not a security? It's just crazy, man. I just don't know. I mean, you could do a tournament and be like, okay, you buy in, it's 50 ADA, you buy into the tournament, winner takes all. And then, somehow the whole thing is like a securities racket by the end of it all. And it's like, wait a minute, what? Like it's up. No, look, come on, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited about your game. I used to love turn-based strategy games. Yeah, I mean, at night, I've been playing Pathfinder, WOTR, was it Wrath of the Righteous or something like that? And that is by far my favorite. It's so good and it's so fun. It looks and plays amazing on the PS5. I have it on Steam as well. But yeah, what is Rumble? How do we do it? Michael, if you're on my channel right now, just look up in the big giant banner at the top. There are links to the right. Well, they're over here somewhere. There are little buttons there. You can click them and it takes you right to the Rumble channel. Yes, please screen share it. Crypto Crow, damn, missed the start again. Was going to rewind, but after this game preview, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's really nothing yet, and I didn't even show 10% of what is possible with the game yet. I don't want to give too much of it away. Just little things. Just say, hey, we're working on something. When I say I'm working on stuff, I'm really working on stuff. It's not that I'm like, I just sent my developers a little bit more. I just sent them some Ethereum today to help. And my developers are in the Ukraine. And I will tell you right now, my developer, and at some point in the future, especially once we get the game to a point where it's like, we can let people in and they can start playing it and stuff, I want to put him on display. Both of them, because I've got two and they're always working. And like literally early on, especially, when we started working on this game, bombs are going off at different places. He's sending me videos of this happening and that happening. And now he's got like a whole community and they're all huddled up to try and stay safe. They've all moved to another part of the Ukraine. And it's like, not only has he proven to be like him and his friend, they've proven to be like probably the most effective and like work ethic and all of that. They're just, everything that they're doing always surprises me. And they're not greedy. They're not like, oh, we need more money because of this and we need more money because of that and we need more money more. I mean, they're not trying to milk me for everything I can. Anything I can provide. It's not a constant like, oh, I'm always broke, I always need more money, and I live this expensive ass life that I can't afford. Can you pay for it? I feel like so many developers are like mercenaries and they go, oh, well, it's going to cost this much money and we'll do this, and that, and you'll have all this, and then you pay them and then, oh, nope, not even close. I need more money to get us to where. And it's always such a hustle. I feel like I'm always being hustled by people in the development world. But man, these guys, they're like, you can tell that they're doing it out of the passion for the project. They're doing what they do out of passion for building, game creation, all of that. And it shows because they've been doing a hell of a job. And like, anytime they do say, hey, we really do need some more funds, I'm like, here you go. I don't even like, absolutely you do. You've been working for months off of what I gave you last time. And that wasn't all that much. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with them. And at some point, I really hope and expect that this game that they've been helping me build really pays off for everybody. And I think it will. I really do. I think we're on the right track. Can't wait for the next drop then. I'm putting Crow Trader on overtime hardcore. She's going to be sweating. Yeah, Crow Trader's great, man. And that in my developer on that, he's done a lot to tighten up Crow Trader. I mean, he made one big run in development where he tightened up a lot of things in that bot. I have not been actively using it because you can't really use it to short a market. That's the only thing that Crow Trader does not have that I really wish it did, is a way to basically generate a big solid return in a down market. And you can catch little scalps and things with it, but it's yeah. I mean, I know there are some of you guys that are running Crow Trader and absolutely loving it, even in this bear market. And with DCA, it definitely helps. But I feel like the trades are they take so much longer because of the number of dips, and you DCA so far, and then you have to wait for that bump up. I want to be able to go ping, 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 and just generate high frequency trades through and through. And generally, that's just a lot easier in a bull market. Even a sideways market, that's more profitable. Ape Society is doing about 1.6 million a week right now, and you know what? Kudos to them. That's fantastic. Honestly, making that kind of money with that kind of project would just scare me to the point where I couldn't sleep, because I would just be waiting for somebody to knock on my door and say, hey, you probably didn't know this, but you're doing all kinds of bad shit and we're going to throw you in jail or something. I don't know, man. Like, when numbers get too high, especially in a market like this, in an industry like this, I just kind of start to freak out, because I'm like, if you're making this much money, is it good? If you're dealing with this much money, is it good? Are you like, what did you do today that could be construed as wrong tomorrow because of the way things change in the meantime? I don't know. Stuff freaks me out. And that's why I just try to, like, I don't know, man. Stuff scares me. Good on them. I mean, with that kind of money, they can fight off whatever kind of stuff that's being thrown at them, I guess. I don't know how any of it works or what they're doing to make that kind of money, but that's fantastic. But I see what you're doing with making an NFT game and getting it released on Steam. Otherwise, the entire NFT market will boom if Steam gets on board. Oh, I'm not doing anything with Steam. I guess it could be possible someday. But yeah, that's not the plan. I'm not doing anything with Steam. I play Steam. I've had a Steam account I'm like 300 games on Steam. I did get a Steam Deck. Not only did I get a Steam Deck, and it's funny too, because I got it before the hurricane. And it helped out a lot. But yeah, I got the Steam Deck, and I got those AR glasses that you have to get them from eBay because they only sell them in Japan. And those things do kick ass. So I will say that if you get a Steam Deck, those, what are they? The Air? Hold on. I think I still have the box for them somewhere around here. I might have thrown it away. I think it's called the AR Air or something to that effect. But anyway, they work. They're like $500, but they're pretty cool. I'm holding MOC as well. Awesome, Jeremy. Me too. Crow, any thoughts on the European energy crisis? Oh boy. How do I say this? I think it's all by design. I don't know what else to say other than that. Maybe someday when I actually have a Rumble channel worth putting hours and hours into. The thing of it is like I would do a lot more on Rumble, but you really have to build your Rumble from outside sources. And that's the thing. I don't have those outside sources really yet. Love your passion for Cardano. Thank you. What up, my dude? What's up, Anthony? How are you? Crow, it's not just Ape Society, it's the entire CNFT DeFi community, including apes and derps. Also, I am over 1,000 Kopi a month staking my land plots. Cardano making major moves in the bear. That's awesome. 1,000 Kopi a month staking land. I need to look into that because I'm not staking any of my lands yet. I will definitely have to check that out. 58 minutes. I'll go through the last couple of things here and then we'll go ahead and call it. I do appreciate all you guys that are tuning in. Hopefully this is a little more enlightening or something for the day. Right, Steam controls the entire gaming market. It has immense market share, staggering, in fact. Yeah, for PCs, absolutely. It controls the PC gaming market. I have a Crow NFT, by the way. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Hopefully you like it. Crow, do you think gold will be important in the future of finance? Yeah, because I think gold's future is going to definitely play a role in Russia and China, because they're buying it all up, because I think they're trying to launch their own currency that's backed by gold. Everybody, man, there's so much going on right now, and I would love to get into it, but I just don't think I can get into it. You're just not allowed to have like open free opinions on platforms like this. So it's like, if you want the views and you want the suggesteds and you want the, you know, the power and the growth that comes with being on a platform, you kind of have to play by their rules, unfortunately. And they definitely do not reward freedom of thought. So it is what it is. But hey, listen, enjoy yourselves. Have a good day. Hopefully this video treats you well. It's about 1 o'clock now, my time, Eastern. And until next time, guys, grow your coins, and I will be back soon.